Welcome back to the Former Critics podcast, where we talk about entertainment things from the lens of a former
And
critic.
I've got my long legs on today, and we're going to talk about Longlegs, directed by Osgood Perkins.
That was a jump scare. That was like the jump scare at the
That
beginning of the movie.
was the scariest part of the podcast and the movie combined.
Do you know the lullaby part where he sings?
Was at the very beginning.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I love that part. I literally right before I got on, I was trying to like Google on Reddit. I was like, what did he say? Because I was gonna recite it, and like what I just did was as best as I could do. Could you
Right.
imagine, by the way, if he delivered it like I just did in the movie? He's like, "And I got my comics on it."
Oh my gosh. What a what a movie. I mean, it's pretty insane, I think. Didn't you like hate it? You were like, this was like not that good.
No, I didn't say anything remotely close to that. I said it was really good.
You were
There's
like,
okay.
this isn't like amazing, but it was okay.
Yeah, no, that is kind of my thought. So we are former critics. So I want to like we're gonna focus on the positives, and the positives for this drastically outweigh the negatives, but there is like one
Right.
drastically overwhelming negative for me.
All right, well, we'll get into
Should
that.
we? Yeah, let's bury that lead.
Should we do our rehearsal part where we rehearse this thing where I showed you guys my product placement? It's just
Yeah, we rehearsed. We rehearsed. We've got our first sponsor today. No, I'm just kidding. We don't,
this is just gonna
obviously.
be the thumbnail. It's just blurred. We just show
Can
like no product. I just photoshopped Nick Cage's face under the blur part.
you imagine we got sponsored by Rockstar randomly, despite all our videos getting like 80 views and like us never mentioning it before?
Well, don't you drink Rockstar too?
Yeah, I freaking love it. And you know what I just did?
What?
I bought this soda streamer. It's
Oh
not actually the soda streamer.
God.
It's actually like a Ninja. It's called the Ninja Thirsty. And literally what it's just like a soda streamer. Like, it inserts CO2 into the water, if that's how you say it. And like it makes like soda for you. But here's the twist. You can plug in two different flavor pods, and there's like 30 different flavors, and you can just
Right.
combine all anything that you want. And there's like they have different lines of flavors. So like one is like a caffeinated line. So I wake up and I'm drinking my sugar-free lemonade, peach tangerine, caffeinated soda.
Aren't those
And
scams, by the way?
in what way? I don't
Like,
think
aren't they
so.
charging you like way more? Like the pods and everything, like it equals like way more money than just going out and buying
Yeah,
a
so the
plastic
pods
pod.
are expensive. It's like one pod is like $7 or whatever, and you can get three if you bundle three, you can get like them for a little less. But
Right,
I think like my understanding, I haven't gotten to the end of a pod yet, but my understanding is you get like 20 drinks per pod.
right.
So 20 like 7 divided by 20, that seems worth it to me. So I've been we'll see how it goes. I just got it a week ago, and then literally my fridge died, so I haven't had access to cold water in my home for the past 5 days.
What the
So I
heck?
haven't I haven't really been able to take advantage of it. But when I do, I'm gonna be so back. The first day I
Well,
had it, I literally made myself like four sodas.
first of all, what happened to your fridge? Like,
Just got is my fridge running? No.
like, what do you mean?
It just stopped running, and then like I called my landlord and I was like, "Hey bestie, like
Right.
new fridge tonight." And then they literally tried to deliver one yesterday, but my doorway and specifically my staircase leading up to my apartment, because I live on the second floor, is so narrow that they had to like
Right.
remove the railing to get the
Oh
fridge
my
up, but they
God.
didn't have the special screwdriver for it. So they were like, "Okay, we'll come back Monday." And I was like,
I would
"Okay,
be
well, I
so
guess."
mad. I would
I was
be
literally
so
like
mad.
I wasn't I just skipped past mad to resignation because like a similar thing happened to me when they delivered my couch and they had to like chop my couch up into pieces and then reassemble it.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah, so I was just like, yeah, I guess I should have seen this coming. But yeah, so it's a week without cold water, and also there's like I'm gonna go ahead and say $200 worth of food, just
I
like
was just gonna say, like, what about all the other stuff you would like have in a fridge?
yeah, well, it's gone, believe it or not.
Oh my gosh.
And I
Well,
already cleaned it out in anticipation of the fridge being delivered yesterday. So there's literally just four garbage bags of food like rotting in my kitchen, like literally as we speak. Genuinely, you want to talk about long legs? Like this is the equivalent of her going down into her basement to visit Mr. Downstairs right now is me walking to my kitchen, which is like 30 feet away.
that's chilling.
Yeah. By the way, genuinely scarier than the movie. This podcast is genuinely scarier than Long Legs so far.
Oh my gosh. Wait, speaking of that, did you find Longlegs scary?
Um, like I'm teasing it. I'm saying that the podcast is scarier because I didn't think it was ever outright scary, but I don't think that was the goal. I think the goal was to be like creepy rather than scary, and I think it achieved that
Right.
pretty well.
Yeah, true, true. Well, now that we got all that out of the way,
Is that the episode?
we just end it. We don't even talk about the movie.
Yeah, I mean we don't have to.
Um, well, actually, before we get into the movie, have you seen other Osgood Perkins films that he's directed?
Yes, I saw Black Coat's Daughter,
Right, right, right.
which I freaking love. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah, we have that one actually.
Yeah, I'll say
And
you may disagree with me. I'll say I think seeing Blackcoat's daughter actually softened the blow of Longlegs because I think some of the best tricks in Longlegs were kind of copy and pasted from Blackcoat's daughter.
yeah, I definitely agree with that. I kind of feel like well, I feel like his like themes that he was trying to go for with that movie he definitely brought into the Long Legs because it
Yeah.
was like the creepiness and like even just like the story a little bit like with the like satanic elements, I guess.
Yeah. Blackcoat's Daughter is basically, for those not in the know, it's just like a movie. It's like a pretty empty, like I guess preparatory school. Like over the holiday
Right.
break, there's like a few girls who stayed over holiday break, and then like most of them leave, and then one of them may or may not be how do you say it? A Satanist? Why did I like
Yeah.
trip up over that so badly? Delete that.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. And then it's just really creepy and like there's not much plot to it. It's
Right.
a lot of just atmosphere and just like being unsettling, but it does have like I think one of my favorite parts of like Long Legs was just like the like putting the devil always in shadow and it's always like shaped like a
Right.
goat and like has the hordes growing out of it and stuff. I love that. And Blackcoat's daughter did it first, and I'm gonna argue better. So I think that did soften like what could have been like a unique novelty of Long Legs. I think that was a bit dampened for me.
Right. 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 And
So that's
Kiernan Shipka's in both of them.
oh wait, who does Kieran Shipka play
In Long Legs?
in Long Legs?
The mental patient
Oh my
girl.
God. I did not
Yeah.
even recognize her.
Yeah, that's her.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say like she's the main actress.
Yeah, like the cop, Micah
No,
Monroe.
that's actually insane. She was the insane person?
Yeah.
Wow. I did
You
not know
didn't know
that.
what the heck?
No, that's how good she was.
Yeah, I
That's
thought her
crazy.
performance was actually pretty good. Um,
Incredibly good.
but long legs.
Long legs, which
Um,
we're both wearing.
Right. I should have worn my long legs. I'm pretty sure that's what he says like at the beginning.
Yeah, and
Um,
I think it's because like I think he's making like a weird joke. He's like, I'm taller than you because you're a
right,
kid, and I wore my long legs, so now I'm gonna lean down and face you or something like that.
right. Um, and so Longlegs is about a serial killer that kind of uses supernatural forces a little bit.
Inexplicable forces.
Yeah, and you kind of like, well, with the marketing, they kind of like made it seem like it was going to be a straightforward like cop thriller type of thing, like Silence of the Lambs almost.
Yeah.
But then as the movie progresses, you kind of like realize that it's more supernatural, like a lot more supernatural elements going on. But then if you saw like his other movies, you kind of like expect him to do stuff like that, which I guess is like, I don't know, like you were saying, like it kind of takes away a little bit, but I still like appreciate the idea of like what he was trying to go for.
Yeah, I think like overall this movie was like definitely a success. He's a really good director, and I think he probably gets away with like repeating some elements just because I feel like Black Daughter is like not really that like known as a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people don't even know like it even exists.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot for like the vast majority of people, like this is going to be their first movie that they see that's directed by him, and
Right.
I will gladly take that as like an entryway, and like it's actually like crushing the box office.
True.
It's like a complete breakout hit for horror movies of this caliber and budget. So we're like definitely going to get more from him, which is exciting.
Yeah, and well, in everyone was like talking about Nicolas Cage being in it, but like
Yeah.
you don't really they kind of like do a good job of like not showing you kind of like what he looks like. It's just kind of like he'll be like on the screen like half of his face or something, or just like it's like kind of hidden in the shadows. And
Yeah.
then there's like a reveal towards the end, which is pretty cool. I thought like I like that he like kind of like built that up, and like Nicolas
It
Cage was just like acting crazy.
For me, I was like, okay, so first of all, Nicolas Cage did an amazing job in this
Yeah.
movie. Do you agree? Are you going on the record and saying that?
Yes.
Because
This was one of his better movies.
there is a lot of baggage between you and Nicolas Cage.
I mean, Pig,
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Everyone like attacked me for that.
I know. Should I literally bring up your review and then read it out loud word for word? So I feel like you know what, I'm going to
Oh my God.
pause the recording because you how do I even
Um,
find your review of this? Um
well, most of my blowback for that I got on Twitter because I tweeted that I just like didn't like the movie, and then just like everybody flipped out. And this was like before Elon Musk kind of took over the site. And
yeah.
there was like people that had like verified accounts, like directors, like just tweeting me and being like just like calling me names, like just like derogatory names on their verified accounts and shit. And I
Wait,
was just like,
okay.
what is happening?
I found your letterbox review. Let the
And
record
it's
show.
horrible. Yeah.
I did.
Let's
It's
just blur it
blurred, but
out because I
you get
swear
it.
so
You
much in
just
it.
trust me. I found it. Okay. Uh, but you updated it.
Oh my
You
God, I
updated
did.
it. Yeah, you're just like, let the record show that I'm not as worked up about this as you may think I am. Clearly in the video, I laughed a lot. What happened? What happened? You literally were like, Nicolas Cage doesn't deserve to be alive
No,
anymore.
I did not say. No, I just like talked about how boring the movie was. I really thought that movie just wasn't that good.
Yeah, but didn't you call him like a meme of an actor?
I mean, probably, yeah.
You said like You were like, guys, I get that it's a joke to like Nicolas Cage, but we've gone too far.
I mean, I probably said something like that. Yeah.
You did say something about it, but so that's why it's important that
Well, he
on the
really is.
record
Like, have you
now.
seen some of his movies?
I mean, yeah, okay, like here's the thing.
I
In
like when he
Longlegs,
flips out, to be honest.
yeah. So, but in Longlegs, he's incredible. Let's admit it.
Yeah.
Let's admit
Wait,
it.
have you seen just like on a side note, what is that movie called? Oh, Mandy. Have you seen Mandy?
No, I haven't.
Everyone loves that movie and swears by it. Ashley loves it. I think she gave it a 5 star out
Wow.
of 5.
Damn.
I hated it. And Nicolas Cage is in that one too. And he actually
Did
does like a big flip out scene like towards the end.
did you hate it because he's a meme?
No, it was just I don't
Sorry.
know, like these movies like keep doing like they're just like kind of boring. I don't know. They just have like a slow boringness to them,
Yeah. This
which is what
Longlegs
some
did
people are
not.
saying about Longlegs.
Whoa.
No,
Where
this is
are
what
those
some
people?
people are on like TikTok and freaking Instagram.
Let's bring them on the call and let's chat this out because Longlegs is not a second of Longlegs is boring, I thought.
There was a lot of people that didn't like the movie, and I don't really understand why. There was somebody that
Yeah.
was like trying to do a whole hit piece on Osgood Perkins on TikTok, just like in completely bad faith because he didn't like the movie.
Yeah.
And
Well, you
was
know
like
what?
trying to say because they made the movie during the pandemic that like or no, during the writer's strike that he was like a scab director or something, but they got permission to do it, so it's
Well,
not
you know
really.
what? I will foreshadow my critique. This being made during the writer's strike makes sense.
Word.
But okay, I literally I do not care that people didn't like the TikTok people didn't like this movie because I want to focus on why this movie is good.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
agree.
good. It fires on almost every cylinder. First of all, Nicolas Cage, like I said, is so good as whoever he play, like the Satanist who's like carrying out these like serial killings in like a completely inexplicable way that takes
Right.
the FBI 30 years to solve. Um, I don't know why they didn't show him in marketing and acted like it was the most disturbing like reveal of all time because it's kind of just like a guy in like white makeup
Right.
and like he definitely looks creepy and unsettling, don't get me wrong, but also it's just a guy.
Y- Yeah, like there wasn't a huge reveal, I guess, like for that. Maybe they shouldn't have even like said Nicolas Cage was going to be in it at all, and they should have just
Yeah.
like went with that.
Yeah, actually that's a good well, I don't know, because they want to get his fans in and
Yeah, true,
his movies tend to go a certain way. So
true,
um
true.
but also like just overall like the atmosphere that this movie has is I think the best part and like the atmosphere like is told like definitely in part
Yeah,
through the cinematography and whoever Osgood Perkins like work with On Long Legs and Blackcoat Solder for the cinematography deserves a medal because it's so atmospheric and
right.
it's so good and like you're watching one of his movies just based on like any frame I feel like you could look at.
Yeah, I feel like he has like a certain style, and
Yeah.
I really like that about his directing.
You know what
Um,
I said to my friend? He is so good at filming windows, which is such a
right,
specific thing. But if you notice, like every window, it's always like blacked out on the other side for like no reason. It's like broad daylight, and there's just like blackness on the other side of the window. It just
right.
goes such a long way for such like a minor detail that never has attention drawn to it.
Um, yeah, he does like such a good job at like framing things in the shot as well that make it kind of creepy, I guess. The
Yeah.
atmosphere, you
Like
know.
that one scene in the near the beginning where like whoever the main character is, she's played by Micah Monroe, is that how you say her name?
Yeah, Micah Monroe. Yeah.
Micah probably makes more sense. But like she's on the phone and she's like talking and like it's framed like she's slightly, I guess, to the left, and then you just see like the doorway to like her kitchen or another room in the background. And the entire time, I know I'm not the only one who's just like, okay, like obviously like a deranged Nicolas Cage is gonna like scamper past.
Right.
Never happened.
Um, yeah, and I feel like he did that movie Gretel and Hansel.
Right. I need to see that.
Um, and I feel like some of those elements were in that as well, with like the atmosphere specifically, and
Yeah.
um framing certain shots where like maybe you think something is going to happen and it's like building tension and maybe it does or it doesn't happen. But I feel like that's a good I feel like that is a good way to show like your movie is building the tension instead of just doing just I don't know, just like, oh, here, let's do a cutaway and then cut back, and then all of a sudden there's like a monster there, you know,
Yeah. No,
and
yeah, you're right.
then just like a
Kind of like
loud
that
sound.
that's one of the reasons why I liked Hereditary so much is like so many of those like unsettling shots in that movie are just like you're
Yeah.
looking at the corner, you see something there that you can't make out the details of, and you just have to stare at it for the next like 45 seconds or whatever.
Right.
Um, yeah, just like long lingering shots like that, I think are really effective.
Um, but what did you think of the performances?
Well, we already talked about Nick Cage. That's
Yeah.
honestly the only one that sticks out to me.
Well, yeah.
Micah Monroe, she was good. I don't have anything to say specifically about it. She was good.
Have you wait, did you see that they said that she didn't see Nicolas Cage before, like they met towards the
Oh,
end of the
really?
movie, and then they
That's
measured
good.
her like heart rate or something, and it was like
It
through the roof, or I
it
guess.
was 170. Mine would have like, I mean, mine I guess would have jumped too, but it more would have been like who's this freak? Like instead of like horror, I guess, but maybe that's what happened to her too.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the movie for what it is because I feel like I mean, I understand why maybe the movie might not have worked for some people, but I do really like appreciate the way that Perkins is able to like build tension in his movies, and I feel like that's what worked for me the most.
Yeah.
And I feel like their marketing, like, they kind of were like, oh, this is the scariest movie of the decade.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
shout out EJ because I had him on my original podcast before. He's the one that said that quote that was
Oh,
quoted
really?
on all the
That's
things.
funny. Also incorrect. Sorry, EJ, but that's funny.
Yeah. And I just like I feel like that misled some people because they were just like normal, probably like movie going mainstream audiences just like were expecting just probably just a bunch of jump scares and nonsense that they just didn't get, you know.
Yeah, I think like I honestly like I watched the first trailer and then I was like I'm already sold. Like
Right.
I didn't even have to see the trailer to be sold after Black Coat's Daughter. I was like I'm gonna see this movie and then like I didn't really pay attention to the marketing, but the algorithm got me on Twitter and like suddenly like everyone was talking about Longlegs and like it just somehow like invaded my brain and knew I was thinking about it. And like
Right.
all these tweets were so like hyperbolic, like I felt so unsettled the entire time. Like, whatever, dude. Like it's just a good movie. Like
Yeah.
it didn't make me like it didn't give me like a near death experience from like panic that like it apparently gave to like a lot of people. But that doesn't mean it's not good,
Yeah,
you know?
true. I thought like the beginning scene was really effective, especially like when he like kind of screams and then it just like cuts to the intro
Yeah,
credits.
that was so funny. That's what I was trying to emulate, dude, at the
Yeah.
beginning of this podcast. You
Yeah.
should like flash back to it, like just repeat that clip again. Um,
I'll just
I,
like put that as a clip on on shorts, YouTube shorts.
Please do. Uh, no, that would get us banned.
I'll just like
Um,
title it like Unhinged Podcaster Screams About Long Legs.
my other favorite scene was the very end when they're at the girl's birthday party
Oh,
and
right.
like Longlegs, I guess to remain vague, had worked his magic. It's already kind of too late. Like the family is gonna completely try to kill each other.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that just the way the dad is talking and like it's the dad and the mom and they're like talking about like cutting the cake for the girl and he's like I gotta go find something to cut the cake with
Right.
and
Yeah.
then like she's like no you said like cut the cake like obviously implying like he's thinking about a knife
Yeah.
and then and then he's like okay let's both go to the kitchen and then we'll both come back and the dad's like no we're both gonna come to the kitchen but only I'm gonna come back.
Right.
And
Yeah.
just the way that he said it, like, I mean, obviously in that moment I acted better than the actor in the movie, but like in the movie it still works. Like
Right.
it is so good. Like that is genuinely creepy. Like that is genuinely
Yeah.
like a creepy pasta like that just happened on the screen.
Yeah. I agree. I thought that was really, really effective. And then pretty much like besides like some of the main scary scenes, the rest of the movie is just kind of more atmospheric, I guess.
Yeah.
Like an atmospheric horror thriller type of deal, which is kind of like what Black Coat's Daughter mostly is. And I thought
Yeah.
like it worked pretty well for that.
I would say Black Coat's Daughter isn't really like a thriller at all though.
Right. It's more horror, but like it's just like
Yeah.
atmospheric. Like
Yeah, it's
the
just pure
yeah, I
atmosphere.
don't know. Um
It's like, do you remember? I feel like a few years ago, like slow burn horror became like a thing, and then everyone was like,
yeah.
I love or hate slow burn horror.
Yeah.
I feel like we're on the dawn. Hopefully, if like Osgood Perkins continues to be successful, and I feel like he's gonna like be a trendsetter. I feel like we're on the dawn of like atmospheric horror being like a recognized
True.
genre thing.
Yeah, it seems like he's like one of the only guys that are really ca capturing I feel like capturing like the feeling, even though you're not really like super duper scared, you're watching it's just like a movie, but he's one of the few directors that are really able to capture like feelings, I guess, of like being scared or like just like the atmosphere of the movie. I
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Did
Because
we
there's
say the
not
word atmosphere yet?
Yeah. Like I feel like I just feel like there's not many directors that are able to capture those types of feelings in their movie, even if they're trying to.
Yeah.
Maybe like an Ari Aster or Jordan Peele. I'm not really sure.
I mean, Bo was afraid.
Yeah, true.
I think we captured that pretty well. You should insert our entire Bo is afraid conversation right now in
More,
the middle of this
more
episode.
people need to go watch that podcast, actually.
Yeah,
Talk.
by the way, guys, like just watch our shit more.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They're only tuning in for Nathan for you talk.
I know, literally, like we should just like keep talking about like Nathan for you. We should do like our podcast should just be us like doing an in-depth review of like every single episode.
We could do that.
No, we
Like
couldn't.
yeah, we could rewatch every episode and then just talk about it in an episode, a rewatch pod.
I don't wanna.
I'm starting one by myself then.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Um,
Um,
well, Osgood Perkins is actually working on two new
oh
movies,
my God, really? Thank God.
and one of them is a Stephen King adaptation, but it's for Neon.
Okay.
And
Phew, we're so back. I
you're like,
that was like it's so over. We're so back in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's called The Monkey, but I don't really know too much about it.
Yeah, I have no idea. Stephen King, like obviously, like I like the It movies, like they're like Shining,
Yeah.
obviously, like obviously there's a lot of like the really good ones, but there's also a lot of like I would feel like I think the ratio is like 1 to like 8 for like good versus bad Stephen King adaptations. There's just so
Yeah.
many shitty ones that we just like don't know about because they're
True.
just buried. It's really chilling to think about that there's that many out there.
I feel like if anyone was going to capture the atmosphere that that is in these movies that are in like that scene, I feel like he would be the guy
Yeah.
to make it scary
So,
at least.
I do want to address my critiques. As I foreshadowed, I do think the writing in this movie was not great. I would actually go as far as to say it was terrible.
What do you mean?
There's a lot in this movie that does not add up. And the biggest example off the top of my head is the fact that so Nicolas Cage has been committing mass serial killings of entire families for 30 years
Right.
and leaving behind a lot of clues as like the coded the weird code that
Yeah.
he has. Literally, it's a simple like encryption of like this symbol means this letter, and there's no further complication to it. And it took the FBI 30 years to solve it, of like actively trying to solve it. And they never did until finally Nicolas Cage himself handed the main character the answer for like no apparent reason, but like I think he's just bored after 30 years.
Right.
And he delivers to directly to her desk the code cracking the
Yeah.
cipher.
And you
And
didn't like that? What the heck?
I mean it's just
It's
for what the movie was trying to accomplish, it was just a bit silly. I would say like the psychic train, like so in the beginning it talks a lot about like her being psychic and like she knows exactly what house
yeah.
he's gonna be in, like despite having no actual evidence. And like it literally shows her like training and like somehow like looking at a screen and being like, well, this obscure nonsense shape means this word or whatever. I didn't
Yeah.
understand it. And it never like it was never relevant again. Like it never played any role in the plot unless I missed something.
Um, no, yeah, I agree with that because I was thinking about that. I was like where does that really come back in? Especially if she wasn't able to crack the cipher by like wouldn't you think she would have just been able to like figure it out because she's psychic or whatever?
Yeah, but she did exactly like
Yeah.
she didn't. Okay. And then the only like they solve like when the murders are gonna happen, when the next murder is gonna happen
Yeah.
by looking at when the previous ones happen, and when they lay it out, it's in the shape of like a no, not I was like a heart. No, like an inverted pyramid, right?
Right.
Um it only makes sense if you lay out the dates in the extremely specific way that she did, which is like basically an Excel sheet where she lines them up like first through 35, 30, 35, 31 or whatever, like left to
Yeah.
right. If you just looked at it like a normal calendar, you would have never solved that. It was only because she
Right.
looked at it in that like extremely bizarre arrangement that she found it. And I don't get it.
Well, she's psychic. I'm just well, no, maybe this does have to do with like the writers like
That's what I'm
strike
saying.
because they were saying that they didn't even have the ending of the movie written until like they were on set
It
and they were
shows.
finishing
It shows. Sorry,
it.
Osgood.
Right.
And then the one last thing, like this is like this isn't like an oversight like the other three may have been, but like the plot twist, spoilers, like Nicolas Cage commits all these murders because he gives them dolls and then has like an old lady deliver them basically.
Yeah.
And then within the doll, there's a metal ball, a hollow metal ball, and within that hollow metal ball is a gas, a devil gas that drives
Devil
the
cat.
families insane. What is this devil gas?
It's a devil gas.
Where does he get it from? I mean,
Because
I
he's like,
actually,
he's I think he's supposed to be like the devil, like the guy. He's supposed to be evil, you know?
yeah, like I can okay, so I can forgive like where does he get it from because he's not the devil, but he's like a devil worshiper, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I can forgive the fact that he just has access to this dust, this
devil
devil
gas.
gas. But I don't know. The entire thing is just a bridge too far into like this into being silly that like it being like what like the answer to the mystery of like this like otherwise extremely atmospheric intense movie definitely was not like a great resolution for me. It was very silly.
What did you feel about the twist of like the mom being a part of it?
It was predictable, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I liked it. It makes sense for the movie.
Like, did you get it like when he was talking about the man downstairs or Mr. Downstairs or whatever they call
Yeah. Yeah, Mr.
it?
Downstairs is, by the way, like such a funny name.
Oh my God.
Um, yeah, no, that was it was very literal, but it like I kind of like that about it. It's like it's funny to me.
Well, so your overall thoughts are that it sucked. I'm just kidding.
No, my overall thoughts are like, would I watch it again? Yeah, I think I'd actually enjoy it a lot more on the second time, just because like I have my expectations are tampered. I know what's gonna happen,
Right.
but like, I the writing, dude, like I swear to God. Okay, so if whoever directed like Night Swim was
Oh my
handed this
God.
script, it would have been a terrible movie. It was good
Right.
because Osgood Perkins directed it and like got Nicolas Cage to be in it. Like that's why it was good.
Right.
In the wrong
Night
hands,
Swim
this would have been a
sucked.
terrible movie. I know, but like listen, like this script, I'm telling you, is like near that level.
It's right.
It doesn't seem like it because it was so well executed.
Right. All right.
Is that my
All
hot
right.
take?
Yeah. You know what? All of the people that came for me about Pig, you better be coming for Logan about this
Yeah,
thing.
but I also like not being like the movie's a meme. Like it didn't deserve to be made.
I
No.
mean, Pig did not deserve to be. Fuck that movie. And you know what? That guy's doing the new Quiet Place movie,
Wait, the one that already came out or the upcoming one?
the one that's like a day something,
Oh, day one.
day one or something. That one.
I didn't see it.
It's the same guy that did Pig.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Like it's cool that we have like a new IP, like a relatively new IP, you know what I mean? Um,
Right.
but at the same time, they're
Fuck
already
Pig, am I right? I just
I'm talking about the Quiet Place, bitch. At the same
But
time, it's like, okay, like just finish the story. Like we don't
right.
it's still an IP and like it's one that like I don't have any reason to be invested in because it doesn't have the characters that we've been following. Like I don't care about the world. So
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I'll see Quiet Place 3 and hopefully that concludes the story and then it's done. It's done for
Right.
me. Okay.
Um, well, should we wrap it up with some Twisters talk, even though I didn't see it?
Yes. Here's the thing for me right now is Twisters is incredible. I
Wait,
didn't
did you
even see
see
the
it in
first.
4DX?
No, oh my God, don't bring that up. It's too soon. I wanted to see it so badly. and we had plans to go see it Friday, yesterday.
Right.
Um, but they replaced every 40x screen within like 100 miles where I live. Like within like 20 miles, I'd say. With freaking Deadpool. Who who in their right mind gives a shit about Deadpool and 4DX? What's gonna happen? You're gonna bounce a little bit.
I mean,
Deadpool's gonna
honestly.
look at the screen and you're gonna be like, "Oh, he's looking at me. He's talking to me." Is that 4D enough for you? Twisters is a 4DX experience. And it was in
Right.
4DX for 1 week. I'm literally like I'm outraged.
You're outraged.
Like I'm outraged.
Oh my
You
God.
know what I'm gonna do this November? Vote.
To get the 40X back.
Yeah.
Um, what did you think of the movie itself? No
Amazing.
spoilers.
It literally okay, no spoilers. It is the moviest movie of the summer that I saw. It's the moviest movie since Top Gun, which I know you fucking hate and you think it's propaganda, which by the way it isn't. It's the most apolitical movie
Oh, you're
since
out of
Top
your
Gun.
mind. That was the worst take you ever had. That is insane. Anyway, we'll just move
Name
past that.
name one political claim in Top Gun.
Oh,
Name
not
one.
that. Well,
Oh, what?
it, it's like the military thing, you know? Lockheed Martin, they literally paid, they funded the movie. Like, what are you talking about?
Name one political message that it had, other than the fact that it had military
Imperialism.
in it. How?
America military.
How? What country are they fighting? They're not fighting a real country. They are literally fighting faceless bad guys. Literally, they are not fighting anyone.
Okay, wait. Let's get back on track.
No. Okay, fine. You are wrong though. By the way, did you see the new Top Gun?
No, I would never
Okay.
watch that. That's
Okay.
insane.
Just okay. I rest my case. You're wrong.
What? Oh my gosh. Are you gonna try to tell me that they flew the planes too?
Yeah, they what? They flew the planes. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Well, it was VFX. I'm sorry. It was
Oh, okay.
VFX.
That's what you meant. Okay. Sorry,
They
I didn't
didn't
know what you meant.
they sat in the back. They were not flying anything. No one flew a plane at all. There was no
Okay. Sorry,
flying.
I genuinely did
Got it
not know
wrong.
what you meant. I don't know if they flew the planes or not. I
If
don't
they were
fucking know.
in a
I
plane,
don't
they
care.
CGI. Um,
Guess what? Guess the fuck what? I went to the movie theaters to have an experience, and I experienced the moviest movies when I saw Top Gun Maverick and I saw
yeah.
Twisters. Okay,
Um,
which
how was like
what?
Glenn Powell in Twisters?
He healed America.
No. Is it like a sequel? Like is it like carrying on from what
I
Twister
listen. I never saw the first one. So I don't think so. Like I think there was a character who appeared like near the end who I believe was like a character in the first one, but
right.
it never directly said. And like I didn't need to have like background understanding of anything to like know what was going on. Literally, okay.
Yeah.
Literally, it is just a movie about tornadoes happening. It doesn't say a single thing about global warming or the weather. It's just like, yep, there's a bunch of tornadoes, guys. Like, take it or leave it. This is the premise of the movie. Um,
It's propaganda. I'm just joking. I'm
I know.
joking.
Um,
Oh
and
shit.
literally, like, there's a line in the movie that Glenn Powell says where he's like, "No one knows how tornadoes form," which I think is like scientifically inaccurate. But like, he's like just talking about it. He's like, there's a moment where like science and religion meets, and that's the only way to explain like the formation of a tornado. And I sat there and I was like, they paid millions of dollars to find the most apolitical statement that will appeal to both the right and the left with the religion and the science. And Glenn Powell delivered it, and like literally, like I hugged my neighbor. I went home.
Yeah, you like stood up in a standing ovation.
I mounted an American flag.
Right.
Like America is healed.
Yeah, we're gonna try to see that soon. We were gonna
Yeah,
go this weekend, but we have like a lot. We're trying to like redo our bathroom and stuff, but maybe
blisters is
as
literally more
much.
important.
Yeah, it's just gonna
No,
heal all the countries.
but aside from that, no, just like structurally, like it's such a simple story, but like it's deceptively simple. Like you don't like unless you're like I was paying attention, obviously, so like I picked up like it is so smart, like how they like structure these character dynamics and like I don't know, like
I mean, who's watching
it
it for character dynamics anyway? I just want to see some
that's
tornadoes rip some shit up.
That's the thing. That's the thing. They could have gotten away with so much less, but they still gave you like a really good story and
Right.
script and characters. Like the emotional plot is just as relevant as like the literal tornado plot. So it's just a good movie. And you know what else? One more thing. Sorry, I keep going on. It has all the tropes. I was
Right.
there. I was there for cinema. I was there for movie. It gave me movie. It gave me tropes. It gave me
Yeah.
girl meets boy, boy likes girl, girl's a little standoffish, boy turns out to have more layers than okay, now I guess I'm spoiling. I'm literally spoiling the entire plot. It gave me tropes, it gave me movie, it gave me cinema, it
Yeah.
gave me incredible action, it healed America. I love this movie.
Well, on a side note, have since we mentioned Deadpool, are you gonna see that? Do you care about that movie?
No.
Okay, he has spoken. I'm just kidding. Um, no, well, no, like Ashley's really excited about Deadpool.
I'll see it eventually. I don't know if I'm gonna see it in theaters, and I will you won't catch me dead seeing Deadpool in 40X.
Did you see the other two?
Yeah.
And were they like five-star movies to you?
No, I mean the first one was fun.
You're like a
Second,
Marvel guy, so
yeah, but like I don't know, this isn't like it's not really part of the MCU. I think now it is. I think like this movie like brings it into the MCU, but it was literally like
right.
it was made by an entirely different studio, like the first two movies, and now then Disney bought that
Yeah,
studio, which is like a great sign of where things are headed. Um, but the first one was good. It was new enough. It was original enough that like, he breaks the fourth wall a lot, so like whatever. Second one was just the first one again, but like worse and more annoying.
right.
So after I saw that, I was like, all right, like I'm done with Deadpool. Like I do not give a shit. And now I think like, I think this one has enough going for it that like it seems like it'll be better than the second one. Like it's getting a lot of good praise, but I don't know. I don't care. It's fine. I'll see it eventually.
As a callback from our last episode, Ashley told me to change your name in my phone to Ding Dong Daddy from Dumas. It's blurred, but it is there, kind of. It's kind
I
of
don't
there.
believe
Oh,
you.
there it is.
Oh,
I don't have
really?
your number on there, don't worry. It's
I'm just like, who's texting me? It's just Longlegs himself. Um, Thank you.
You are the Ding Dong Daddy from
I
Dumas.
literally ding dong so hard.
I had a question. Did you watch or have you been watching RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars?
No. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm literally, I started watching RuPaul earlier this year. I've watched about 10 seasons, I think, in the past
Jesus
six
Christ.
months.
Right.
I'm RuPaul'd out. I'm currently on All Stars 4. I'm trying to watch them like chronologically. I'm
Yeah.
currently on Roop All Stars 4. It's taken me like 3 weeks, and I'm like halfway through the season. I like the show, but like I just went way
It,
too fast, and now I'm just like,
yeah.
okay, but I'll get there eventually, but I gotta start spacing it out.
Well, I won't spoil it then because they just had the finale.
I fingers crossed, Roxy Andrews, they will never make me hate you. Roxy Andrews is
Ashley
maybe
hates
my
it.
favorite,
You're like, all right, I'm hanging
and the
up.
podcast. And the podcast.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
taking my long legs off.
Oh shit. Well,
All right. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
bye.
Bye.